All right, it's 8 o'clock. I think I'll call this meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. Thank you to everybody for being here. First order of business, be it hereby resolved by the Plain Township Board of Trustees, Stark County, Ohio, to appoint Luther Russer as fiscal officer pro tem.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Discussion, roll call.
Mr. Sable.
Yes.
Mr. Hawes.
Yes. All right. Having said that, again, Trustee Lino is excused from the meeting. He obviously is still at home recuperating. All the information that we are getting back is that he's doing good and he's on the road to what appears to be a good recovery. So we wish him the best still. So that takes us to the fiscal officer's report.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome, Luther, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The first item on the agenda is a request for resolution to authorize the payment of the pending warrants in the amount of $27,840.07 as per the attached.
Also move.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. Discussion, roll call.
Mr. Hawes.
Yes.
Mr. Sable.
Yes.
Fiscal officer number 2 is a request for resolution to authorize the payment of the regular payroll.
I will move on fiscal officer number 2.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Discussion, roll call.
Mr. Hawes.
Yes.
Mr. Sable.
Yes.
Okay. Fiscal officer number 3 is a request for resolution to authorize the payment of the following medical claims as provided by AllCare.
I will move on fiscal officer number 3.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Discussion, roll call.
Mr. Hawes.
Yes.
Mr. Sable.
Yes.
Okay. Fiscal officer number 4 is a request for a resolution to authorize the fiscal officer to process any bills for payment and include them in the pending warrant list of the July 23rd meeting.
I will so move on fiscal officer number 4.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. Discussion. I just want to read this.
It's because we have this big gap of meetings and
Essentially, we're-
some of the bills that will be due here will be coming this next
All right.
week. And
That all makes sense. Anything else? Roll call.
Mr. Hawes.
Yes.
Mr. Sable.
Yes.
Okay. Fiscal officer number 5 is a request for a new liquor permit from Hunan John, 2668 Easton Street Northeast. And this is just a request to determine whether or not the board requests a hearing. This is a new business in the Oakwood Square Plaza, so there's no history on this business, and the sheriff's office has no issues on it.
Just let it move on.
I would.
There's liquor licenses all through there, so.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So we'll move forward with that then.
Okay. Fiscal officer number 6 is a request for resolution to set a public hearing for the 2020 alternative tax budget on July 23rd at 6:15 p.m. and to authorize the fiscal office to publish a notice in the repository.
So move.
Second's been moved and seconded. Discussion. Don't we have another public hearing that day?
Yes,
At the same time?
we've got that, the resolution for
What time is that?
the 6:15.
That's what I
Let's
thought.
push this one to 6:30.
6:30.
Yeah.
Well, I'll move on fiscal officer number 6 with the time being amended for 6:30.
And I will second that. So it's been moved and seconded. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Hawes.
Yes.
Mr. Sable.
Yes. Thanks, Luther.
This concludes the fiscal officer's
That takes
report.
us to the administrator.
Thank you. Item number 1 is a resolution to authorize payment to Earthenwood for hauling of yard waste in an amount not to exceed $5,115.
I will so move.
Second's been moved and seconded. Discussion. I would
Yeah.
imagine that's getting hit pretty hard.
Well, the issue is we are having a difficult time and Joe hauls incessantly to get it pulled. So Joe will stay on top of that. We've had calls and been told they're gonna come, and then they don't come.
And this is because, I mean, the ownership's
The
officially
ownership has
transitioned from
changed.
Earthenwood to Kurt's.
Yes,
It's the same people that are going our end, but every week it's, we're broke down, we got trucks down, we got this, and,
yesterday trucks were down, but I passed them on my way
yeah, they
to
came
work.
at 3:30 for 2 dumpsters.
So let me ask this, I mean, separate of the yard waste, because that's where our fire training facility is this impeding or adversely impacting our ability to train down there?
Not to do,
Say-
well,
Not yet.
Not
I mean,
yet.
We're still off the asphalt right now.
but
Because something-
the
because-
smell gets worse, and my concern is fall,
Yeah,
I bet you we have 75 loads sitting on the ground right now.
yeah.
because I mean, outside of the odors, you know, from a health aspect, if this impacts our ability for safety services to train, which to me takes precedent before yard waste drop off, no matter how much residents don't wanna hear that,
Yeah,
we're gonna have some issues that,
yeah,
quite frankly.
Definitely agree.
yes.
I was there Sunday 3 times, and it was absolutely non-stop.
It is,
It's like every day we're open, John. Wednesdays are open. Today will be that
Because
way.
it's still Wednesday,
Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday,
It's constant.
yeah. Yeah, so our concern is getting it pulled. Joe does have a meeting with the one person who may be interested in hauling for us, but they're just really busy. He knows that it'll be with the grant money from Joint Solid Waste District, we can't make it just plain township. But we are looking at every option.
Yeah. As long as I think we keep that dialogue not only amongst ourselves, but for the sake of the public
Yes.
record, because it's not that we're sitting here twiddling
No.
thumbs, but you guys look what you got a tub grinder.
$500,000.
It's $500,000, I found out yesterday.
We thought we could, maybe present that at the Stark County Township Association before we knew the price to see who would be willing to, share the purchase, move it around. We talked to a couple townships, they're not interested, we got the cost, we're not interested.
And then what do you do with the product after we grind it?
That-
At some point, that's gonna have to be moved, it's gotta be rotated,
Yeah.
or we could have fires, it's,
At fire training.
I would never.
It's not an option.
I never would be in favor of that.
yeah.
No.
We're just looking at all options.
Yeah,
John.
but I mean,
I think,
when that stuff starts
Smoke.
accumulating, it's just not worth it. I've been to a few fires in those stacks, and
Mm.
they are a nightmare.
We're still talking to Jackson Townships, but they're also having, Kurt's Brothers is doing their pickup, but Kurt's Brothers spends a whole day every week doing their pickup. And maybe it's because they've got their own agreement, even though we're both paying them. We're just kind of monitoring how their program is going also.
the reality is, I mean, outside of educating our folks on alternative means, we've called a couple, Kimball,
Yeah, we've called the
Republic,
trash hall.
and they're saying,
Teresa
hey,
did.
just throw it in the trash, which is what the Joint Solid Waste District
Yeah.
said. Not ideal, not the most ideal, but it's a practical solution. Residents need to.
Yeah,
be
to them it
prepared.
is. They said, why have curbside pickup? You just put it in your trash and they'll take it. And then in this newsletter, I'm gonna put an article in from the EPA about composting, because you can, brown compost your yard waste. So just start educating on some other options.
Okay. No, I'm just, my wheels are turning here, I'm wondering. I may, just for the sake of doing maybe just a little research, when I get back home, I may go down there on a Sunday and just walk back and forth and talk to people about, how often they use it and where they're from, and just to kind of get a feel for, what is going on here, where are you coming from? Because I know when I was down there, almost everybody that came in, they're never gonna put all of that in their trash can,
No,
what they're bringing in.
no, you're right.
You would like to think that would be the logical alternative, but They're coming
What
with
did we do
trailers,
before this?
truckloads.
What did we do before we?
I don't know, but
Paid somebody to pick it up maybe, or put it in your
Burn-
trash?
burn-
Burned it illegally?
Burn it
Yeah.
probably in backyards
Yes.
to the folks who wouldn't burn it, probably dumping it out in some of the other rural areas, it's not acceptable.
We gotta have somebody come in every Saturday, because there won't be room for somebody.
No, that's right.
You know, it's that bad.
Yeah, if you decide to do that, Mr. Sabo, I'll be happy to, because it gets so busy, you know, come out
you know, it would
with
just
ya.
kind of be interesting as to, you know, what,
Location.
yeah, what the background is, whether, you know,
Yeah,
or whether they get nervous when we start talking to them. All right, anything else? Roll call.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
Mr. Hawes?
Yes.
item number 2 is to authorize him to pay to enter into the attached memorandum of agreement with Kent State that outlines the project services, and to allow myself to enter into the agreement. This is for the full day class on effective performance management for managers and supervisors, and the second part is preparing and writing and presenting performance reviews.
So moved. Second's been moved and seconded. Discussion.
I took both of these classes, and they are excellent, excellent classes, and it will truly benefit the operations of the township.
And this is the one scheduled for the 20th.
September 20th, everybody's aware who's coming. I'll be in the offices, I've already taken the classes, but I'll be, you know, available. But yes, that's here. Class begins promptly at 8, please be here before 8, because it's a hard start.
Okay, nothing else? Roll call, please.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
Mr. Hawes?
Yes.
And that's the end of the administration.
Thank you. That takes us to Fire Chief Shell.
Thank you. I have one resolution here this morning. Resolution by the Plain Township Board of Trustees to authorize purchase and payment for one adult and child rugged mannequin from OK Fine Productions, not to exceed $3,000.
I'll move on. FD number 1.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Discussion.
These are for our training facility, and we use for our skills test and some other things. So we got an adult one and a child for use for rescue and, you know, ladder work and everything else. But
Yeah, these things take a beat.
yeah, and we haven't bought them for
Yeah.
over 15 years. I mean, we've repaired, bolted, taped, you know, reclothed the other ones. So these are actually a rhino lining on the back of them.
That's the red ones?
Yeah,
Yeah,
And,
we just got those at the college.
and they're pretty
Yeah.
durable. We're hoping to get some time out of them. So
All right. Anything else? Roll call.
Mr. Hawes?
Yes.
Mr. Sabo?
Yes.
and item number 2, we did receive a EMS grant for training and equipment that we can use to purchase EMS equipment. And Secretary helped us with that, achieve that grant, and that's through the State of Ohio EMS fund.
Good job.
And then item number 3, we're kicking off our Fly the Flag program. Basically, it's a program to put up flags in yards for residents and raise money for Veterans Park and for our other charitable funds like scholarship programs and stuff. And we'll be able to go out, put the flag up a week before the holiday, take them down. Other communities do this. We've actually had some people call us and ask about it. It's a big undertaking. You know, I'm trying to work on conduit and flags and pricing and that. And we're going to offer a little program here with the 4th of July coming. If they sign up for this year and next year, we'll give them a little discount, kick them off, get the last 2 holidays of this year, and then obviously next year do their program. So,
Wow.
Nice.
so
Yeah,
I
it's-
commend you guys for this, because honestly, this is one of the things, even all the way back to Veterans Park, salute to veterans, where we attempted to work with another community organization, providing them even a centralized hillside to take away part of the argument because of the time and labor intensiveness. This is really nice to see, because I mean, whether you're in North Canton or Louisville or some of these communities where the Rotaries are doing it, I mean,
it's a big undertaking. I mean,
Oh, it is.
I would love to see a couple hundred of these, but I might be surprised and get 500. I might not want to do 500 of them, but we'll see. And so we did the flag, all the poles along Schneider with flags to kind of kick off our, we're gonna put it on Facebook tomorrow or Friday, and try to, you know, kick this thing
Who
off.
does the ones on Easton?
Actually, it's a retired lady, her name is Mrs. Rope, lives on Easton there, Rope Realty, years
Yeah.
ago. And her and her husband, I think who is a veteran, they do the flags from Woodcrest down to Easton.
Yeah.
And a few on my street,
Can't miss those.
yeah.
It makes that,
Yeah.
it makes, well, I mean, similar, I mean, that's got the same effect as with what North Canton's even recently done through Main Street. You can't help it.
Yep. No, that's, yeah, this will be exciting. You know, just don't lose sight of the fact too, that with this program, you don't have to absorb all that work. You know, we could all, in some way, target, hey, we'll get this, we'll do this, so.
If we get 500 flags, we're gonna need a whole bunch of people.
And
I'm
I'm sure we'll get
putting them in
people, other
physically,
people that would
you
be
know.
willing to help,
I'm
So-
sure the sheriff's office would help us too, with something like that.
Absolutely.
so, yep, perfect.
So we'll see how it goes. Might be small, might be big, I'm not, you know, not sure.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else? That takes us to road, Mr. Iacino.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, only one item this morning is the resolution authorizing Plain Township Highway Superintendent to increase the cost of asphalt curbing for residents of Plain Township from $1.77 per foot to $2.65 per foot to cover the cost of increase of the asphalt mix.
I'll move on, road number one for the sake of
Second.
discussion. It's been moved and seconded, discussion, so you think this will be enough?
For right now.
Yeah, okay, because,
It may be the last step. if
Could
it
be the
gets
last step.
phased in.
The exact company that bid
that's,
on it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, it's, you know, it's kind of a dinosaur, really.
And they keep raising that
Yeah.
cost because they don't want it, you know what I mean?
Sure.
It's like yard waste.
Yeah.
So Joe, ultimately, just forward looking, I mean, for some of these places where there is an asphalt curb in place, and it does have a real serious impact of channeling water, say that asphalt curbing gets just busted up to the point where, you know, it's not, it needs replaced, but yet the asphalt program is not in place. I mean, are we looking more at that, will we have to look more at a traditional curb and gutter type, or how? I mean, I know this is really
Yeah.
looking out, but it was something honestly.
You know, if it was just small repairs, we could probably hand mix some of this. You gotta put lime in it
Okay.
for small repairs, but if it's, you know,
If I'm
say
telling
like
you.
36th Street, when we did all, we couldn't do it. We just couldn't keep up with it and make it enough. you know.
Mhm. Gotcha.
It is, like John said, it's turning into a dinosaur. It's not gonna be available in the near future.
Yeah. But you're okay right now with this?
Yeah, this
All right.
price will cover it.
Okay.
So,
Anything else? Roll call.
Mr. Hawes?
Yes.
Mr. Sable?
Yes. Thank you. Nothing from Parks, nothing from Law. That takes us to communication.
Yes, thank you. We have two really great communications. The first is from Stephen Curry, and it reads, "We, the neighbors of Linford Avenue Northeast, would like to thank you and the Plain Township Street Department. A vote of praise for your expertise in correcting the flooding problem that has taken place for over the years. Please thank everyone involved. We have the greatest appreciation for the professionalism and a job well done. Happy neighbors, Steve Corey."
Good job, Joel. What street is that on?
it's the
Linford.
Linford project that
Okay.
we've done so far.
Oh, okay, yeah,
It's
Yeah.
really,
nice.
it's really made a difference.
Yeah.
I'm sure especially with this
All
past
the
year.
rain we had this.
That's.
Well, you were under a lot of grief getting there,
Yeah. But it was a solid 13 years of Joe and I applying for OPWC grants every year and just not being successful because there really wasn't a partnership for it,
Mhm.
even when we increased the funds. So it is a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, it's always nice when somebody
Yeah.
just gives you that
Yeah.
little note recognizing that.
And then the second one reads, "Dear Chief Schallenberger, just a note to let you know that I am every day thankful for Station Number 2. Your paramedics have been a true blessing to me. Every time that I've fallen, they have been here to help me. They are strong, caring young men. I can't thank you enough. You can be proud of all your firefighters. Sincerely, Linda Hamilton."
Very nice.
Yeah, so we've been kind of passing that around also. This, so that everybody gets an opportunity to see this type of thing, but, you know, it's, like I said when we did that last promotion, you know, we can talk many great things, but the great things come from the people who actually get the service. And, you know, they say it with sincerity, they say it because they want to say it, and, you know, for me, it's just, you know, it's comforting to see it, but, you know, I've said all along, I don't care how many notes you get, how well they're written, people are gonna say three things. You got here quick, you knew what you were doing, and everybody was so kind. And, you know, it's funny, but all the training manuals never say anything like that. You know, it's all about, you know, competencies and all that type of thing. So, good job, Chuck, in keeping that culture going. I don't think we can thank these guys enough, but, you know, again, that's the nature of the business they're in too, so. As it would be for our law enforcement partners, so, same thing. All right. That takes us to, I'm sorry, I didn't ask it. You got anything?
I just had something here.
Sure.
We had received a communication maybe 2 weeks back from ODOT regarding the whole 62 and the lane closures. Did we, it seemed pretty reasonable, logical.
Yeah,
Was there any concerns?
They were worried because in the last set of plans that they came up with, they were only gonna shut small portions down and keep 2 lanes of traffic in each direction. But as they kept looking at this, it would have delayed the project probably a year by doing it this way. It really wasn't safe for the workers out there. So they wanted to move 1 lane in each direction, and they said it'll speed it up by almost a year of time. And I told her when we met, that day we met on 62, I didn't have a problem with it, and I didn't think you would, but I didn't get a chance to talk to you since the last meeting. So I'll just tell her that we're all right with it for right now.
Yeah,
I
that's.
still have longer work zones this way.
I
You know
would-
what
I
mean?
would,
Instead of these short ones.
Safety before anything, and, you know, because I'm gonna tell you, the impatient of people and where they wanna go and what they wanna do, it's, I mean, every one of those side streets that people can cut down, and, you know, we just had an accident up there where, I'm sure that was a contributing factor of all of that. So, good for them that they, you know, gave us an opportunity to have input, but,
I think they've been great with.
yeah, they have. I would agree with
Chuck and
that.
I both met with them that day, and anything we want, they'll answer, you know, try to get it to us, so.
Okay, anything else? I apologize, I did not have anything added. That takes us to the approval of minutes for the June 25th. I will move the approval as written. Second. It's been moved and seconded. Discussion, roll call.
Mr. Sable,
Yes.
Mr. Hawes,
Yes.
I would like, and I apologize for this, Lieutenant Carver, thanks for giving us the update. I didn't get back to you with an email. I was actually in Ashtabula County with very bad reception. When I finally did get it, I'm like, what storm? Because we never got a drop of rain where we were. I knew something bad happened because some other people that we were with had rental property and they had to leave because a big tree fell on their fence. So, but, you know, thanks for just getting that quick hitter out, and I appreciate it. We all appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Anything else? I would move for at 8:24.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Discussion, roll call.
Mr. Sable,
Yes.
Mr. Hawes,
Yes.